Hi guys. So good morning, coffee. So on the weekend it was Mother's Day. I was just saying how the difference in generations of how they deal with Mother's Day, and yeah, there's a lot of negativity from some. It's only a small percentage, but it's very sad that there's such negativity on Mother's Day towards mothers rather than reconnecting, as in not taunting them and just kind of like, going and sort of visiting or being around them when they invite you and then just dissing them after that as if they don't exist. You're either in or you're out. Don't mess with your mother. It's not nice. It's not cool. So you have the right to say, I don't want a mother. I think you weren't good enough. Go away, no contact. But you know what? Stick to that. Don't taunt people. I think that's disgusting. I think two wrongs don't make a right. And yeah, I just hope the society improves in that area. As a psychology person, it's fascinating to me because it's like, wow, in my generation, the people that only did this were people that used to get serious abuse. And then it was like all of us just always understood. But now I'm hearing, what's really the problem? There's not really a problem. They just get criticized or, it's like, well, I'm just going to tell you, that's what parents do, okay? They criticize stupid things. They say stupid things because they're a different generation. Anyway, tolerance is key there, people. But I hope the rest of you had a good Mother's Day and you have healthy relationships where people actually either stay in your life or out of your life and they don't mess you around, or you have people visit you and actually just do the right thing that we've all done for our Mother's Day, where you be genuine. I think that's key here. That's my message, is be genuine. And, on top of that, I've just had a week of huge sort of dramas with NDIS stuff. So I put my foot down and I asserted myself and I said,
You put
no.
your little foot down. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. My big foot.
You're not Yeti. She's not Yeti.
Let's pretend.
She's got little feet.
Let's pretend.
I know, okay.
And I put my foot down and I said, right, I'm getting off this stupid merry-go-round.
The hamster wheel, I called it. But
Oh,
anyway.
I'm so over
Same
it. So
analogy.
there's certain parts of my NDS shit that's just like dealing with attitudes.
Cheers.
That, to be honest, if that was my staff, I'd be going, you're sacked. Like, your attitude is going to kill my company. Bye. But, so I've basically settled everything down, told everyone, I'm okay, because I'm sick of people seeing me weak. Guys, there's one thing that really bugs me about people getting to know me.
Yeah.
So anyone out there that's just getting to know me, just know this. Oh, I can cry because I have big emotions, because I really am a
Emotions
feeler.
are okay,
I'm very much a feeler.
Yep.
But when it comes to strength, don't mistake it. Don't mistake my open, authentic, show my emotions, wear my heart on my sleeve.
Absolutely.
Don't mistake that for when someone screws me over, I go, excuse me, that was dodgy.
That's also the context that you have to understand
dodgy.
on our channel is
Don't
our
speak to me
channel
like that.
is not a highlight reel. We actually show the good, the bad, and definitely the ugly, the ups and the downs.
Everything.
Authentic, transparent as it happens, and sometimes it can be a bit gruesome.
Sometimes in real time.
Sometimes there should be trigger warnings as we go along,
but
because
you know what? This is
it's
life.
For us, anyway.
If it's our life, I'm sorry, but people should see it, because why should they get the joy of just being in their little la-la land?
In their bubble.
No, I'm sorry. If it was you, no, you can do that, of course. See ya. But you could be here to learn. It depends on the person. But some people live tough with medical. And this is what I was explaining to someone recently. I said, the more sick you actually are, the less contact you have with the hospital. It
correlates that way, doesn't it?
It is a weird thing to understand and grasp, but because they know that there's not much they can do for you, and when it comes to the seriousness, of course, come in, or they'll deal with it then. But the problem is, in healthcare, as you know, that's not always a good thing.
No.
Because prevention is better than a cure.
But if you were to represent
but it is, you're less sort of like, what do you don't, Like, for example, some people go to seizures or lock in ambulances, but you only do that when you have
It's the acute
regular
phase.
seizures.
If you look at it on the graphical, his horizontal
Yeah.
plane of a graph,
That's
it's
at
like
the
there's some
beginning
acute,
or...
and then it's basically
Yes.
just tapers all the way off, because
It
the
becomes
reality
our
is
normal.
it's your norm. You get the
It's our
equipment,
new
you learn how
normal.
to handle it.
No, but also, like, it's only to be called now if I literally stop breathing
Yeah.
for too long, right? And I'm just not breathing.
Mm.
And my oxygen stats aren't going up. Then you call an ambulance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think also the pattern I'm seeing here is extremism.
It's society at the moment.
You know,
feel
I
in so
remember in a
many
meeting
ways.
I was in recently where I had to say to this dude, you're blowing everything I'm saying into this big thing.
Well, it's
and
catastrophizing.
I'm thinking,
That's what it
you
is.
should be
It's
a
worst
chick.
case scenarios. It's
You
like,
should be a chick.
okay.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I get you though, but it was catastrophic
I was like,
thinking.
you're catastrophically thinking when I say something, and I'm like,
Wow, talk about taking it to
that's a stretch.
taking it to the
I
far
suppose.
extreme. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
dude. Anyway, ground
And
yourself
then
in
you find
reality.
yourself calming them down, and they're acting like they're trying to calm you down, and it's all like...
That's what I was doing. I was having to calm the situation down. It's like,
No,
Oh, my
but what
goodness.
I'm saying is people are always like, you know, oh, it's okay to me. And I'm like, I'm fine, but are you?
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
well, we have stepped off the hamster wheel, the merry-go-round. We've
Yeah.
left the playground behind
We
us.
just don't do toxic. When
We're
toxic
taking
happens,
our toys and going home.
we say, right, when you finish being
Yep.
toxic, if that happens, come back,
Mhm.
please. But at the moment, just... I'm not getting
Don't
involved
have
in
space
that.
for that in our life at the moment.
Toxicity?
Seriously. Yeah, no, we need to
We don't allow it.
stabilise, calm things down, and reground
Exactly,
ourselves to
because
our normal baseline.
The way we are around our house, aren't we? You know, especially since empty nest, you don't have to coordinate with two kids, and you know, and then their girlfriends as well. Which I'm not saying that's a negative. I'm just saying like
There's a little bit
it's
involved
that
in
6 adults in a house
Yep.
sometimes, and you're like, holy crap! Like, you know, I've done that for years and had kids for, of course, 18 years each. So it's like, you know,
24 years each at home, so yeah.
yeah, like there's a lot going on. It was fun,
Mhm.
but now
New
that
phase.
it's different, it's like it's so nice to be able to control all the variables in your home.
Yeah, that's very
And we are
important
very
to do so.
chill. And so when people come into our place, very,
Yeah.
we really feel it because it's like, oh my God, calm down.
Yeah. Because we are in a Zen state, if you want to
Or
use that
there's too
analogy.
many questions to get asked. You're just like,
Yeah,
we're a chill house.
yeah,
We should have a sign on our door saying, when you step into your Zen, please.
yeah. Bring
It's
your relaxed
Zen.
face in. And also, we literally just say bring the tone down, quieten it, slow it down. We don't need hectic
Unless I'm
around
ADHD.
time. Yeah, but this is also the thing too, when you're trying to be able to be involved in meetings, whether it's NDIS or
Yeah, I
health or
don't
whatever
always.
else,
Sometimes I,
they're
well,
coming
most of
into
the
your very
time.
personal space, and that is toxic.
But most of the time I don't.
Yeah, for
Because
that
I'm
very
too
reason.
sick. But there's certain times, you know, naturally, I've got to be part of the conversations.
Yep.
So I do. And yeah, I know when I do, see, that's the thing, we're all different what we see. When I see things that maybe he hasn't seen, I go, hang on a minute. This person's like not understanding it, so I have to explain it now again. Now, I'm going to use my explanation, because obviously yours didn't work.
Obviously.
Not your fault.
No.
But like,
You can say things 10
you know
times,
what?
10 different
I've
ways. Doesn't mean they'll
noticed.
listen.
No,
Yeah.
and I know this is stupid because I'm autistic. Be kind.
Okay.
Okay.
Be kind. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But basically, I've noticed that people are just, they don't listen. They just are so busy. Probably thinking of TikToks
Goes
in their
in
head.
one ear and out the other,
That-
you mean?
Yeah. You say things and then they do it the next day and you just go,
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
Because that's the true
And you say it again.
testament to it.
Goes through.
Is,
And you're just like,
if you've
what?
given instructions, if you've
You
given
say it
directions,
again.
if you've said something,
And they do it again.
if the person's still
It's like-
blatantly not getting or refusing to get it and continues to do the same
I
thing,
know, but then you have to
definition of
work
stupidity or
out, are
frustration.
they playing me or are they just accidentally just not seeing what and it's like, no, I've worked out that it's like, no, there's people that have been around me that know exactly what they've done.
Belligerent in that approach.
They know exactly what they're doing and they did it on purpose. And so it's hard to learn as an autistic. But anyway, I've spotted it. I'm very proud of myself. In
Good on
many
you.
scenarios have
Because
been
it's not that
going
easy
on
as an
lately this
autistic to
month.
work all the
So much stressful
interactions.
situations. I'm like, you're playing me and it's a bit like and it kind of is a bit like that. You know, they want you to look bad to other people that
Well, that serves
they
the
want
purpose.
you to, so they look good.
Great, it serves the
But
purpose.
you look bad
Yeah.
to the, like, say the head person, whoever it is in that group. You know, you look bad to that head person because of the way they portray you.
Even though they've failed on all their
But
accountability.
yet, if the head person was watching everything that was going on, they'd go, "Nah, you're the problem."
Yeah.
And it's just like, ugh.
And it's very difficult, as I talked to you yesterday, about people who bring their own agenda, which doesn't always align or match your agenda or your needs. And sometimes that can be a clash, sometimes it doesn't fit in, or sometimes it's just opposing values.
People shouldn't have agendas, guys. Like, it doesn't matter what the relationship is, you should always know what's on the table.
Correct.
A healthy situation is in any, whether it's professional, whether it's acquaintance, whether it's friends, whether it's family. Each of those engagements that you go through, this like, you know, engagement of exchange, everything should be open and on the table so that all of you know what's going on. When things kind of get convolutedly spoken about or things are a bit like confusing, clarify. And if they continue to be confusing, dodgy.
If things also don't align to the glossy brochure approach.
No. If they can't walk the walk, if they can't walk the walk, then also that's like a sign of like, look, give people a chance. People make mistakes. People do things.
And
the
we do.
ones
We
that persistently do that, you just got to look at them and go,
3 strikes in your house.
You know what?
Sorry for me.
10 strikes I've given you, and I'm just not doing it anymore.
My tolerance level for that 10 strikes has reduced dramatically these days.
Because I know when I had a job, and not all of these people is to do with jobs. But I know when I had a job, sorry, I couldn't do that crap.
No.
My boss would have been like, excuse me, and I would have been like, yeah, I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong.
There are expectations.
I wouldn't do it.
Definitely. Speaking of jobs, I can see that Max, the gorgeous Ragdoll kitten, is doing his job at the moment. Yep, he's directing the Robo. A robotic vacuum cleaner is doing the spins at the moment.
He's in love with it. He thinks it's actually a thing. Like a pet.
It is. It's his thing.
He stopped turning it on and off again.
He literally goes up to the device.
He used to go up to the device.
Pour down and turn it on and it works.
It's on charge.
And it goes off spinning. You know, he's having his fun.
And he was so proud of himself.
You don't need a cat laser light, do you?
Yeah,
you just need a robo vacuum.
He would sit back, wouldn't he? And he goes, oh, I did that.
He's just going across now with the vacuum.
And it just keeps going along. I love it.
He's having so much
fun.
Robo. And the house gets cleaned at the same time. So it's a win-win whichever way you look at it.
Round it up.
Yes.
Round it up, literally.
Whereas Willow, the Ragdoll Cat, older boy, he's just chilling in the bathroom at the moment. He's like,
when they get to that age, senior Ragdolls.
Yeah, he's avoiding doing the work. I know.
Oh, there's always one of them.
Not doing interest. I see that your bed is tilted up at the moment. The legs are up. Pelvic tilt, hey? Not much fun.
I probably need 2 more of those.
Oh, okay.
Meds. Yes, please.
That's right. This is the morning evaluation upon coffee. What medications are required for the day ahead? And we've got to balance that in between appointments. We've got
indigestion.
2 hours from now. Your new support coordinator meeting face to face for you.
I'm very much looking forward to meeting my new support coordinator, guys. My other one resigned. She's doing different. I think she's getting into a completely different
Well, she doesn't have time. Travel.
No, but she is actually going into a different style of NDIS work.
Yeah.
But she probably should. Because she's probably better at that, not the people stuff. Yeah. Some people that work for the NDIS.
Some people are people and some people are not.
You know what? If you want some advice from me, because I did my diploma on the job. I could be a support coordinator with doing the short course. But listen to this. So, like level 3. So listen to this. If, your people just aren't people and they work for your company in NDIS, don't. Just don't. Because it's got to be professionalism, but if there's no peopleism,
it's a human field.
They call it human services.
For a reason.
On my certificate it says human services, Cert 3, Cert 4, diploma, but then it's got social welfare in brackets. Social welfare. So if you don't give a shit, you shouldn't be in it.
I know. If you don't know what the acronym NDIS stands for, it's the National Disability Insurance Scheme. That's managed by the NDIA, the National Disability Insurance Agency. And boy, do we know them well.
Go to corporate.
I know.
There's been lots of people I've met in the NDS, and I'm like, no, you need to be in corporate where it's cutthroat. That's not the industry. Here, of course, it's become a business. I don't say that's not like a situation here. I get it. That's part of it, right?
Yep.
You have those situations where it is a business. Duh. But when the person that works in the business dealing with the participants, you've got to be a people person. Just got to be a people person.
Someone hasn't had their absorbic acid this morning.
And when you're a people person,
Vitamin C.
Your company, this is just advice, because if I was working in the industry, I'd be working for probably an agency, but it will drag your company down.
I reckon you'd be an independent. I don't actually reckon you'd be working with an agency. I think an agency would do your absolute head in because of the misalignment of values to presenting and providing services to the humans.
I'm good.
I think you would freelance and be an independent provider.
My coordinator, as soon as I'd finished my, hours for my certificate, he's like, right, you've got a job here. Do you want to start Monday? And I'm just like, but so-and-so's in that office and has a job full-time here. There's no space for me here. He says, yes, there is. He's moving on to this job over here. And I went, sorry? He goes, yeah, can you start Monday? I'm like, oh, well, I was coming back because I was doing voluntary because I thought resume building, you got to keep going.
Very good idea.
I was going to keep going anyway.
It's a lost start doing that.
And he knew that. He knew I was turning up back again Monday. And I'm like,
the autistic.
I couldn't sink in. I'm
the brain's clicking. You can see the cogs spinning. You can see the smoke coming out of the ears.
And I've got to go to uni and do psychology. He's like, you're young. You can do that later. I'm like,
he's prescribed your pathway already.
He's very funny like that.
You're in. You're hard.
And
Didn't even know I was going for a job. But you're hard.
He's like, come on, sit in the office. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm never going to get out of this office unless someone comes and saves me. Because he's just going to talk me into this until I do it. And here I am going, my 5-year plan.
God.
I finished Cert 4. I go to psychology. No.
It is an important thing to achieve.
I was going to do the diploma and then do psychology, but no, I'm going to skip the diploma and do
when
psychology.
You went
because you could do the diploma on the job. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
You can. Exactly.
Sounds
Equivalency and
Sounds
RPL,
wonderful.
recognition of prior learning
but
skills.
Psychology, I'm about to sign up. You can do it later, you're young. So I said yes. Worked there for 2 years. I said yes.
You worked in the community, supporting
I loved it.
the underprivileged.
I loved it, but I did burn out emotionally.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you're an empath, but it...
yeah, it was a very... Guys,
very
I
beneficial.
worked in Lockridge, which is the toughest parts of Perth. That is systematic poverty, systematic welfare support, and it's very sad. They're not all bad people, that's for sure.
So you're not
a
supported,
lot of them
are
are just raised in poverty, guys, and that's how they know life. And it's not their fault. This is where I hate where people judge people of socioeconomic status, because it's just not a way to judge people. But yeah, I learnt a lot on the job, and it was a great thing before I got to psychology.
I love how, though, your rigid thinking with your 5-year plan, it's set in stone. You can see the increments of the goals, and you had to deviate off the plan.
No, not deviating off the plan.
Deviating off the
This
plan.
is not part of the plan. You're throwing my whole world off its axis.
The gyroscope, she's off kilter.
I'm like, and then you know what happened?
Yeah.
On the Friday afternoon, because, my mum's such a bitch and kicked me out of her rental for no reason. Because she didn't like me anymore, so she just was trying to be mean. So I'm looking for a house because I know that's what she's going to do. She thinks that I don't read these things, but it's like, I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to kick me out because you always want to upset me. You love it. I've got mommy dearest type mommy. Now basically, I'm driving to look at a home open before I pick my kids up from daycare on the way back from TAFE. On the way back from work, TAFE, because I'm so used to TAFE before that. And so I turned down this street off Marmion Avenue, which is a avenue, so it's quite busy.
Oh,
and it was the first rain of summer. And so on our roads in Australia, there can be some oil and all that.
Greasy, yeah.
So the rain came sudden. Everyone braked sudden because of the turn off. because there was no turn-off lane.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we all were on board with that. We all, sharply braked, but we all were keeping back a distance because that's how you drive a car. You don't drive up someone's ass. But there was someone that I didn't even notice, because when I look in my vision mirror when I was a driver a lot and didn't see them. So they must have been in the other lane. Anyway, I just didn't even see them coming, and they just smashed into the back of me. And then I got pushed forward to the point where I just went into shock. I had like everything in my car flying around me. I had pulled the handbrake out of its thing with my adrenaline.
Superhuman strength.
And I can see cords, and I'm like, oh, that's fascinating.
In the middle of an accident, not only has she ripped the handbrake literally out of the console.
Pa never told me anything about cords.
That's the cable.
Electric cords and cables and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. And then I got someone banging on the door, and I'm like, because he's trying to open my door. And so I'm trying to push on the door, I'm trying to open the door. And I'm in shock, right? So I'm in shock. And he's banging at me, yelling at me rudely to get out. And I'm like, I can't. The door was jammed. So I had to climb through the back seat and climb out the back door, at the window of the back door actually, not the door, because that door was also not opening. There's only one door that ended up opening in that car, which is one of the back doors on the other side. So, yeah, like, basically, my car was written off. The chassis was like this, because I drove it home, because my mum told me to. I rang my mum on
what do I do?
First little mobile phones you have, and she said, what do you want me to do? I said, well, the insurance is under you. I don't know what to do. I've never had a car accident before. She's like, I've got a friend over and we're busy. So
just drive home. Drive your damaged, broken car home.
I drove to her place because I was literally just right across. I was on Marmy and Hillary's was right there. So I'm like, no, I'm going to drive to her house and show her how bad the car is. She don't believe in me. Anyway, she goes, yeah, that's drivable. Just drive it home and, ring the RAC. I'm thinking, I don't have the policy number because it wasn't in my name. Anyway, I drive it home.
What did the tow truck driver say?
That afternoon he came. Very fast service, isn't it?
Tow truck drivers are pretty good actually.
Very impressive.
They're faster than Ambos these days, yeah.
He comes over and it's an RAC one, so I was kind of thought that's super cool. And your mum and the kids, the boys are like, oh, truck. And your mum's sitting there, because we're all playing in the front yard at the time, waiting for the truck. And the kids think it's pretty cool. And I'm sort of stiff as a board because I'm in a lot of pain from the accident. But basically,
that's helpful.
He walks up and his belly's sticking out, typical truck driver. Very lovely.
It's part of the uniform, isn't it? Yeah.
It's very much a gentleman. He goes, hey, you going, love? I said, yeah, better days, Yeah. Got a new job on Monday and this is my car. And there's this, to catch a bus and train, it's two buses, it's a train, and then it's another bus. I don't know how I'm going to get to work 5 days a week. Anyway, the driveway was on a hill, so he could see just from standing at the end of the driveway before he even walked up, and he goes, oh, love. Nah.
Oh, love, he said.
Did you drive that home? I said, yeah.
You're bloody crazy.
Oh, fuck's sake. He said, you're so lucky, darling. You could have blown yourself up. I said, what do you mean? He said, your chassis is like this. I said, yeah, I know that's a bad thing. My grandfather's a mechanical engineer and yeah, I do know that was bad, but I didn't look under the car. I kind of looked around the car. I didn't look under. And I did go to the police station to make a report. And they came and looked at my car. Screw them. They let me drive home in an unroadworthy car. That's the Australian police. Dickheads. Anyway, he goes, yeah, no, if that's snapped, spark plugs, fuel tank. I said, oh, I'm glad it was just me alone. He said, no, it doesn't matter about if your kids are there or not. You, love. He says, next time you call me, that's what your insurance pays for. I said, I didn't know that. I never had an accident before. He's like, well, next time you have an accident, you give us a call. You never just drive it off. And I was like, noted. I'm thinking I'm not going to have an accident again. Oh. Anyway, that was my accident story. So yeah, new job on Monday. Actual job, as in no longer doing my voluntary hours to pass my... Because you have to do 120 hours to get your certificate, right? For Cert 4. And basically, and the rest of it, of course, I was going to start my diploma on the job. So I'm starting paid work on Monday. I had no car.
Challenges.
I had no car.
I think for the people at home, though, it's probably a good indication as how does an autistic learn or do new things that have never been experienced.
My mum was always annoyed at
and
me
particularly when it comes to emergencies. But it does highlight the lack of assistance, guidance, and guardianship, which a parental role is meant to do,
guardianship of my parents.
22q, autistic.
See how they're failing? Like literally
every
now.
Step.
They should be stepping up
Advice,
now
guidance,
and supporting
direction.
him because they're actually meant to be my guardian, legally, financially, everything. That's how you can talk about childhood, but guess what? It's actually crossed the line there. Legally, now we have to go to the courts and work out who my guardian's going to be, which will be initially him,
get your brother.
And then I don't know who else. But basically, that's how shit parents mine are. So have legitimate reasons to not like your parents.
Good anecdote.
But, you know, I would never put my kids in that position. Like, you know, if they had 22q, which they don't.
But we also teach or taught them and educated them on practical things.
Oh,
you know, not only is here it's the car and here how to use
2 in the morning.
look after a car with its oil or the radiator fluid, but you also teach them about insurance and what to do in an accident.
But even if they've done something wrong and they ring in, you know, I remember when our one of our kids, which I won't say who, but you know, was drinking with his mates too soon, and we got a phone call and we picked him up. We had a giggle about it, okay? You know, yes, we told him, look, this is why you don't drink underage and whatever else. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, he's sitting on the floor throwing up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the lesson, so I don't need to say any more. I'm just going to sit with you. Here's a glass of water. Because what can you do? But, you know, we'd be there for anything. But my mum, I'm having coffee with my girlfriend. I'm like, I've just had a funny car accident.
Don't disturb me. Haven't got time.
She didn't even ask, are you okay?
I know, go figure.
She doesn't care.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap up there because I've got to get a little misorganised and ready for her day ahead.
I've got a meeting.
She's got a meeting, a very important meeting.
I got a very important
Which meeting pyjama set are you wearing today? Do you have an official business meeting one?
This one.
There you go. She does have pyjamas for every
my
event
support
possible.
coordinator works with people with disability.
I know this.
She expects this.
She should. She knows what I'm up to. I've met with her
there
already.
Is there anything on the shopping list we have to do today? What else are we doing today?
No, there's actually nothing on your shopping list.
Shein might be coming today, so
Shein is on the way.
Shein
What did you buy this time?
Shein haul.
What did she buy?
A little bit of art stuff.
Right.
Because I'm still restocking that.
Yes.
And
there's an end. ... ellipsis. There's more to come.
Guys,
if you want to find out, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can find out what is in the next Shein haul. Give Dyan a big thumbs up of encouragement. You can see her challenges as a person who's GDD, IDD, with autism, ADHD, OCD, Tourette's, and many other conditions with 22q.
Ladies, I mean...
Oh, this is the brassiers?
Bras.
Yes.
$5 and $6. Couldn't resist.
Well, let's hope they're
good
quality for $5 and $6.
I can't afford Australia.
Yeah.
I can't guys, I was born in Perth, Western Australia. I'm a sand groper.
Yes.
Okay? I'm a sand groper. I grew up at Mullaloo Beach.
Yeah.
Sorrento
Literally
Beach. North Beach. Medham's Pool.
Yeah.
I remember we used to live in North Beach. We used to
walk
to the school.
God,
walk to the beach. Yes, we went to school together. He was in year 6, I was in year 2. That's rather rude, isn't it?
I know, right?
I'm a whore. I didn't even know him there.
No.
But basically, we both went to the same school. But I've always lived on the coast. Even in Denmark, Western Australia, it's on the coast.
Yep.
It's a forest on the coast. But basically, yeah, like, what was I saying?
Oh, God, the stories go off already. You forgotten?
Shit.
That's okay. The brain's going offline. This could be an interesting indication for the rest of the day.
Yeah, no. But anyway, we are going to do a video. We're going to show you all the suburbs we lived in, the houses we lived in.
Oh my God, drive-bys. Historical references only.
We're going to go to schools we went to.
Oh my goodness.
Beaches that we've gone. Hillary's Marina, where it's our hangout.
Absolutely.
You know,
as it was being built on the boardwalk.
Jump off the jet, off the brick. One of the little tiny bridges and climb up the ladder and jump off the bridges.
I even used to paddle
all the kids
underneath
do that
there.
now, and they probably think, same with the Surf Lifesaving Club. But basically,
memories.
I bet you the kids now thinking, this is what we do. Like, no, us first.
Yeah, you literally were first.
We watched it being built, and we rode our bikes
stone
from our
stone.
high school to the Hillary's Marina to go to the opening of Hillary's Marina. And anyway. Like, we were the first jumper-offers of that.
I actually remember that day you guys riding, because I saw you riding in the bikes, this long stream of bikes.
Did you see the dorky me with my red,
sports
weird-looking
t-shirt, jumper, whatever it is?
And then, oh my God, blue pleated skirts down to the knees, ladies, down to the knees.
Yeah.
And then yellow polo shirts,
weirdest colour combinations.
See-through. Us girls are going, I still got to wear my singlet.
Yeah.
Because it's see-through.
Some school uniform
and
colours.
And red jumpers.
You're doing a bit of a Carly Mile anyway.
We all rode our bikes. And the teachers, I swear the teachers, once they got us there, were going, I'm never doing that again. Yeah. And I'm not looking forward to the way home.
They still got to go back and up a hill to get back. Good luck on that one.
We had to go down Hepburn Avenue and everything. God. And they were just
Bikehead.
What were we thinking?
Yeah, it sounded like a good idea at one stage.
I was fine because I'm a physically active kid, like the other kids too. We were all at the front. But I saw some kids are so lazy.
Some kids have got no idea how to ride a bike.
And they're like, come on,
I'm sure training wheels were still
on.
Like,
and I'm like, you guys are fucking lazy. I'm so judgy because I was autistic, smart ass.
God.
And basically I'm physically fit as, I remember even my sports teachers saying, because we had to get when you do extra phys ed, you have to do the physical fitness thing to see your score. And this is what they do for military as well.
Yep.
And he said to me, so he's reading out the scores and he goes, mega fit, super fit, off the chart fit. I said, yeah, I'm a dancer. My dance teacher said we're stronger than SAS soldiers.
It's special forces, yeah. Well, there you go, super fit, and look where we are now. We got to get back to you getting super fit one day. Slowly.
Super freak.
Super freaky. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. I've got to get her ready for the next appointment and the day ahead.
I've got my business shirt
She has. As I said, big thumbs up of encouragement. You got comments, questions, ideas, or suggestions from any of the anecdotes or stories, leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button, and we will see you in another episode real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.